If you've seen our recent videos, you will know the chaotic organisation of the Dominican Republic, and this tour is no exception. We meet what looks to be the safari bus outside the hotel, only then to be ushered into the front of some random dude's van or pickup truck. We are driving somewhere, again no one tells us nothing.
Nobody tells me nothing.
We arrive at another hotel and get on board a packed out minibus, and still we haven't a clue what's going on. I'm very glad I brought a beer to go from the resort because I'm feeling that this is going to be one of those very long days. We finally arrive at what looks like the staging post for the buggy tour. Again, no one tells us anything, and we have a seat, and I see a sort of bar area, so I go and get a drink. We have absolutely no clue what's going on, and no one speaks to us or explains anything, save to try and sell us some souvenirs that they have in the store, which, to be honest, no one really gives about. And this guy clearly did not get the memo of the day. They have some really sketch feral dogs wandering around, and they probably do have rabies. We will just take a short pause here, for the pretense of these tours is that we were going to be riding a vehicle similar to this one. And here, from our tour company, sent us a video of the buggy tour showing us this one too. But no, we were lied to, and we are now riding these apocalyptic Mad Max death frames. And still, again, we have no idea what we're doing. We're simply pointed, when I say pointed, more or less shouted into the direction of these, if you can call them, vehicles. And then when you get in the vehicles, there doesn't appear to be any ignition, the pedals are like held on with pipe cleaners and zip ties, and there's no discernible way of driving this machine, if you can call it that. Although, as you can see, we are very reassured as to the operations of the vehicles, as the buggy in front is hot-wired in front of us in what I'm assuming is a very qualified electric mechanic. Then my girlfriend is red-carded from driving, we don't know why, possibly sexism, and I find myself in the position I did not intend on. I didn't plan to drive today, I don't want to drive today, now I've seen the car, I most definitely don't want to drive today, and I've been, I wanted to film, and I've had a few beers. Now I'm probably over the drink dive limit, but who knows, and really here, who really cares? So trying not to kill us, which is an amazing achievement in this death trap of a contraption. We pull into this coffee shop and we all thought, assumed that this probably would happen on a tour like this, and no one wanted anything, and luckily it didn't last too long, about 10-15 minutes, and then we were back on the road. As we get back into the buggy, I mount my GoPro on my trucker cap, and as we pass a photographer, I take it off, for the photo, and I just put it by my feet in what I assume will be a footwell. Well, I assumed wrong, because oh yes, there is no footwell or no floor to the buggy. So my hat and the GoPro go straight down through the car and into the muddy track. But I'm not too worried because there is a tour guide at the back of our little convoy, and I'm like, well, he'll see the hat on the floor with the GoPro attached, and when we pull in, I'll just mention it. So when we pull in, the tour guide goes, hey, look, here's your hat. It's a bit muddy now, and I'm like, well, where's the GoPro that was on the hat? And he seems to be oblivious to that. And another tour guide takes me back up to where I think it's dropped, and he, really does help me try and look through these snake-infested swamps to try and recover it. I'm looking quite in vain for a while, and I don't know where my girlfriend is at the moment, and I've definitely seen 2 snakes on the side of the road, and I'm putting my hands into like this mucky, cholera-infested water, and I eventually sort of give up, but not before I slip and f*** up my arm and my hand a little bit, which put an even damper downer on the day. But it added to life experience. It sort of was my fault, I dropped it, but I'm pretty sure the tour guide stole it. Then the tour guide takes us to the beach to rejoin the tour, and at this point I really don't give a shit. So I just want another beer, and I meet up with my girlfriend, we get a Coke and a beer, and I really didn't care how much it was, but it's 1,200 Dominican pesos. So the beer was 800 and the Coke was like 600. So in like our money terms, that's like £20. But I really couldn't be bothered arguing, so I just paid it. And I guess that explains how I got assaulted with reptiles and parrots moments later. So part of this tour you go to a cenote, but by the time we got there, I was off, and it was dark and damp, and it really wasn't even that good of a cenote, and mosquitoes were everywhere, so we just waited at the top to, hopefully we'll be going home soon. And then you drive back to the buggy depot, if you can call it a depot, and you're accosted by all these local children that are like, please give me water, food, but it's like, they're not malnourished. I mean, one of them had an iPhone and the other had Adidas trainers, and it's just like, dude, really, we're not, we're not in the famine area of the world. Summary thoughts and tips for the buggy tour: just don't do it. Like, if you think about doing it, just no. No!
No!